In tonight's Future of Everything, we are seeing the first major U.S. action against Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok, which has been in a lot of hot water over the last few weeks for generating non-consensual sexual images of women and, in some cases, children. California's Attorney General has launched an investigation into XAI and Grok, saying that the state has, quote, zero tolerance for these intimate images or child sex abuse material. This move comes after a number of other countries have made moves to investigate Grok and X, with some even moving to block the app. Now, we've been reaching out to X and Grok for weeks on this. The only response we have gotten is this one. It is legacy media lies. So joining us now is California's Attorney General Rob Bonta. Thank you so much for being with us, Rob. We haven't gotten a specific response to our specific questions, but earlier Elon Musk posted this on X publicly. He said that he's not aware of any intimate images of minors generated by Grok, and that Grok does not spontaneously generate images. It does so only according to users' requests. When asked to generate images, it will refuse to produce anything illegal, as the operating principle for Grok is to obey the laws of any given country or state. And then he's basically saying that this could be adversarial hacking of Grok prompts. So what do you see here?
Seems like a lot of potential excuses, and the Grok works exactly the way it's designed to work. XAI, by design, deliberately, intentionally, has allowed it, permitted it to create sexually explicit, non-consensual images of women and children, period, full stop. We saw them. Whether Elon Musk claims he's aware of it or not, they were on full display for all to see on X and other platforms. And so, 20,000 of them created, not necessarily all of them illegal, but these types of images between just Christmas and New Year, much less what happened since then, and then got put behind a paywall with spicy mode. So I think that XAI designed Grok to do exactly what it's doing. It's not a bug. It's not a failure. It's a feature. It's intentional. And other AI companies are able to prevent these types of images from being created using their product. Why can't Grok? Why can't XAI? They can. They've just chosen not to. And so that's a problem for Elon Musk and XAI. And that's a focus of our investigation that we launched today.
This was something that was happening very publicly. I mean, when you would get on and you would query a certain phrase, all of a sudden you would see this thing happening almost in real time. I know your investigation started today, but have your investigators seen a lot of this? And is that included in the investigation?
We have seen some, and we're seeking access to all. We want to see all the images that Grok created that could potentially violate California law. California has specific laws that prevent the AI-generated depiction of children and women in sexually explicit situations. And so that's why we have an investigation, to get all the images, to get all the information, the facts, the documents, and we will get it. We have the authority and the tools and the ability to do that, to seek justice, and we will. And then we'll apply the law fairly and appropriately. We'll see what the images are. We'll see what was done, and then we'll apply the law to see if the elements of the law were met, and if there was civil liability or even potentially criminal liability.
And when it comes to that liability, what are the potential repercussions here?
Yeah, well, perhaps most importantly, we could get a court order blocking, stopping, ending the continued creation of these types of images. That's important going forward. So we call that an injunction. It's a court order ordering this conduct to stop, the illegal conduct. We could also get civil penalties, and under California law, it's $25,000 per violation. And just to get a sense of what we're talking about here in terms of scope and scale, between Christmas and New Year, there was about 20,000 of these types of images that were created. We don't know if they were all unlawful or not, but that's the number of images that were created, and at 25,000 a pop, that adds up really quickly. Finally, there could be criminal liability. Child pornography and child sexual abuse material of many types are criminally prohibited, and there could be criminal punishments as well.
Attorney General Bonta, thank you so much for stopping by.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.